Hi, this is Teresa Widdowson, and I am on location in beautiful Morgan Hill, California at the South Valley Civic Theater warehouse, where I am going to be interviewing some of the cast and the director for the upcoming Tony Award-winning musical 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Welcome to the Arts in Morgan Hill. Here I am with the director of the show, Andrew Cummings. Thanks, Andrew.
Hi, thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, I interviewed you like a couple of years ago, which I can't believe it's been that long already, for The King and I.
Yeah, it's been, what, like...
2010, July
Wow.
2010.
That's astounding to me.
I can't, and it's August. Actually, it's been more than a year now. More than 2 years.
Yeah, making me feel old, I guess.
Ah, it's making me feel like time goes like that. It's just crazy. So here you are again. Now, last time I talked to you, though, I have to look at my notes because you said that you were, but put me on the spot, you were a third-year student at Berkeley studying molecular biology and theater as a minor, which was so bizarre to me at the time. So how's that going? How are your studies?
I finished,
Yay!
and the world has changed completely since then. I dropped the dreaded, horrible bio major.
Oh, you
and
did?
Graduated with a theater degree, so...
Well, congratulations!
Much better. Yeah, thank
That's
you.
awesome. Well, so now, wait a minute, because before you had said that you did the biology for a job and the theater to keep you sane. So,
I did. So I decided to just go with the sanity and be a hobo, I guess, and we'll kind of figure it out from there.
well, hopefully not a starving artist forever, right?
Hopefully.
Are you in the starving artist phase now?
Yeah, I would say so, yeah, but that's okay.
We talked last time also about if you could direct anything, you would direct, do you remember what it was?
I don't.
Sweeney Todd.
Oh, that's interesting. I did direct Sweeney Todd.
Oh, you did?
Just this year, so.
Well, look at that.
Yeah, good choice on my part, I
Yeah,
guess.
very good choice. So how
Yeah.
was it?
It went really well. It was a really good show. Actually,
And was there-
I was really proud of it.
Blood and stuff all over the place?
I actually don't think we had any blood. It was a very sort of abstract version,
Oh,
I guess.
wow.
Yeah.
How
If
do
you do anything on the Berkeley campus, you have to kind of like weird it up a little bit in order to be acceptable.
Like an art house play.
Yes.
So you can't pick that one.
I
So what's your
can't.
next go?
I don't know. I think right now I'm looking forward to directing Wonder of the World, which is a play by David Lindsay-Abaire. I think he's won the Pulitzer in the past few years, and he's really good. He's really,
I'm not
really
familiar
good.
with that. What is that
Yeah.
about?
It's kind of a whimsical play about a woman who leaves her husband and heads to Niagara Falls, and hijinks ensue, I guess.
And so why would you pick that one?
I like the style a lot. It's kind of an absurdist comedy, and that's something that I think would be fun.
So do you gear yourself towards comedies or towards any kind of genre over the
Well,
other?
I guess looking at my past two productions, which have been Sweeney Todd and this, we're kind of at opposite ends of the spectrum, so I guess no.
Very opposite ends.
Yeah, completely different.
Well, speaking of this one, the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, what a mouthful.
Yeah, I know.
How did you come to get involved in this one?
So it's a show that I've loved for a long time, and when I heard they were doing it, I really wanted to direct it. So I contacted the board and some producers, and we kind of went from there.
How did they choose that you're going to be the director?
Well, it's a volunteer organization, so the producers have to volunteer, and they're kind of the head honchos, right? The key point of contact between the board of directors and the entire staff of the show. And so after that point, the producers, they choose the director and they choose the rest of the staff. So they're running the game here.
So if more than a couple of people put their hat in the ring for a director, it's the producer that decides
Right.
who they pick.
Exactly
And so
right.
have you worked with this producer? The producer, by the way, is Elizabeth, oh no, I'm right,
Yeah.
Mandel.
And Lisa Quijano.
So how did she pick you? Have you worked together, or do you think she just liked you?
You know, we haven't actually worked together specifically in the past on any projects, but we've known each other for a while, so
Oh, okay.
seemed to be like a good fit.
Oh, well, good. The other thing that we talked about last time I interviewed you was that I asked you if you wanted to be in front of or on stage. I wanted to say in front of the camera, but it's not in front of the camera. If you
Right.
wanted to be on stage as well as directing, and you had
And what
said
did I say?
you were going to an audition for something, and so are you still acting too, or are you?
Yeah, I haven't done a play on stage in a while now. I prefer directing by quite a bit. It's probably easier than acting, which is why, but yeah. And I think I'm a little too lazy for it because, you know, to be a good actor, you have to take you have to take every second into account, right? What your hands are doing, what your voice is doing, you know, all down to a T, and that's just a lot of work.
Well, see, directing's a lot of work too. It's just a different type of work.
Yeah, I guess it's a type of work that comes more naturally to me.
For those who haven't seen it, don't know anything about it, can you give us a little synopsis?
Yeah, it's a quirky comedy about a group of middle school children who are going through their county spelling bee. So the plot of the show actually follows the arc of that bee from the beginning to the end with the winner. But throughout the show, you get to learn a little bit more about each character and kind of delve into their inner lives a little bit to find out more about them. So it's hilarious, and like you said, it's going to be really entertaining. We have opportunity actually for some volunteer participation. Some audience members are going to be able to be spellers themselves. It's going to make the show different every single night, which is going to be a lot of fun.
So when you do it that way, I mean, they're just coming up and spelling, I'm assuming, or do they get to ad-lib and improv?
Well, they
anything?
get to ask for a definition and ask for the use of a word in a sentence, kind of the traditional spelling bee stuff. They get to do a little dancing. They get to play with the set a little bit. None of this they're going to know ahead of time, so our actors on stage are really good at kind of leading them along.
Oh,
with
that's
them.
great.
Yeah.
So where do you do the interviews for that? You do it the night of the...
Yes.
Oh, my
right.
goodness.
So as soon as people show up, we're going to invite them to participate and kind of talk to them a little bit, and we'll just do a show.
So do you look at them? Do you do it in the lobby? Because there's that lobby area. Is that what you do? You scope the people out and go,
Right.
oh, let's get that person. Do you do that?
I think we're going to, yes.
Do you go for a specific age group? Because it's like teenage, right? So you kind of need them to be young, right?
Well, actually, it's interesting. All of the parts in the show are played by adults. So you have middle schoolers being played by adults, and that's part of the charm of it all. So it kind of draws a little bit of a parallel between the trouble we experience in adolescence and some of the trouble we just kind of experience as human beings.
Was it hard to direct this show? Anything about it harder than some of the other more challenging, or, you know, anything about it that you want to talk about?
The show kind of alternates between the reality of the spelling bee, right, where the kids are spelling words and we kind of go through that sequence, and the flashback or dream sequences when we get to see into the minds of the characters. So emphasizing the breaks between real and not real has been one of our challenges, and I would say probably the main thing that as a staff we've kind of focused on to give this show a unique character. It started as an improv show, and these actors, they kind of formed these characters, and then they kind of just wrote down everything they did, and so we're using that, I think, to great effect.
Well, I hear the music is really quirky, and I know we're going to hear more about that when we talk to the cast members,
Right.
but do you have one favorite song that you really, are you whistling, you know, when you go home? Or
I think the hit song of the show is actually called the I Love You song, which, funny enough, it's not funny at all. It's kind of one of the more heartfelt numbers. And I think it kind of underlines how the show has something deeper going on within it.
And by the way, I know people are probably looking at this backdrop thinking, what is all this junk in the back? Well, the set's not quite built yet because we're early in the production, and but part of it is the spelling bee's in a gym, right? A high school gym?
Right. So that's what we're in the middle of building right now, is kind of recreating that gym setting on stage.
Any plans for the future after this? Any plays you know you're going to be directing, or, you know, what's in your future?
Well, I don't have anything really nailed down, unfortunately. But I'm working with a group of Berkeley grads to start a theater company, actually. So if you hear of Fault Line Entertainment, you know, perk your ears up because it's coming your way.
Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Really appreciate it. And best of luck with the show. I know it's going to be fantastic. And now we're going to go take a short break and come back and talk to some of the cast members.
Hi, I'm Dan McCraney. I'm the owner of a new restaurant in Morgan Hill called Ladera Grill. Our specialties are steak, seafood, pastas, and salads. Our specialty with our steaks are that we have everything in USDA prime. So you get probably the best steaks in the peninsula and in the South County right here in Ladera Grill. We have over 61 entrees in our dinner menu. Every day we have 5 lunch specials and 5 dinner specials. We draw from about 360 specials that Chef Tony Garcia picks from every day. We have a full bar, and we now have over 110 different labels, which makes it the broadest selection inside of Morgan Hill. We have several meals that everybody seems to love. One of them, if you've got a very big appetite, is our pork ossobuco. That meal is prepared on top of risotto. It is Chef Tony's specialty, and it is outstanding. In terms of steaks, we have everything from the small petite fillets all the way up to the big New York and tenderloins that go up to about 24 ounces. Our fish is all fresh. We bring in the lobster from Maine, we bring in the halibut from Alaska in season, so you're guaranteed to have fresh fish and fresh shellfish every time you come here. Our dessert menu consists of 13 different desserts. My favorite dessert is something called a caffè tortufo, which is a coffee gelato with a deep sweet coffee espresso center and surrounded that by a cappuccino base. It's delicious. We opened this restaurant because we always felt that Morgan Hill and the surrounding environs of Morgan Hill could really use a nice family and date restaurant. We also have outdoor seating. We can seat almost 50 people outdoor. Summertime, the outdoor seating is just is packed. Ladera Grill is open 7 days a week from 11 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So please come and enjoy Morgan Hill's premier restaurant, Ladera Grill.
Hi, I'm back now with some of the cast members from the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. But before we meet them, I just want you to know that they are all in character. So they will be the cast, or they will be the character that they're going to play in the musical. We're going to have with us Peter Mandel, Amy McElroy, and Vivian Castillo. So let's meet them. Hi guys, how are you doing?
Pretty good. Hi. How are you?
Hi. What do you think about this place, this prop warehouse? Is it big? Is it like the gym you're going to be in when you do the spelling bee?
I hope not.
We spend way too much time in here already.
And it's really hot and dusty.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's a lot of cool stuff to play with.
Yeah, like what?
There's costumes everywhere, and there's a whole bunch of props we're not supposed to touch, but we kind of do them anyways.
So what is your name? What is your name, Mr. Cape Man?
If you like, you should have a cape too. My name is Leif Conybear, and I have a cape.
You have a cape.
I like capes.
Oh, I like your cape. Here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to fix this black thing that's kind of hanging off of your cape. It kind of lost its... Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Not going to hurt you. But you need to lean forward. Can you lean forward just a little bit? Okay. I'm done. I'm not going to touch you anymore. How's that? Leif, don't be upset. It's okay. It's okay. We're all friends here.
Okay.
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 And what's your name?
Marcy Park.
Marcy. And what are you known for, Marcy? What's your famous trait that everybody knows you for? Anything?
Well, I do pretty much everything. I twirl the baton, I karate, and I play sports, and I have won my school spelling bee, and I was 9th in nationals last year, and well, I twirl in the state competition every year.
I'm Olive Ostrovsky, and I don't know, I just like to spell, I guess.
You like to spell. What's your favorite word?
That's a hard one. There's so many really, really good ones. But I like the ones with the silent letters.
The sound like no.
Like pneumonia.
Oh, pneumonia.
Why is there a P? I don't know. I just like the English language. It's really cool.
I like cats.
Cats.
So if they said cat,
Do they give
I'm
you?
good for
Do
that.
they give you easy words like that in the spelling bee?
no.
It's hit and miss.
Way too easy.
Oh, way too easy.
It's just luck, I guess. Sometimes you get really hard words like omphaloscepsis, and sometimes you get words like library.
Do you make any special preparations for your role in the spelling bee?
I study the dictionary.
You study the dictionary.
We'll talk to our parents sometimes if they want to help. Sometimes they don't really want to help. Sometimes they're not really that interested
My
in our
dad's
spelling.
always at work, so he can't help me
But,
run words.
but sometimes we'll talk to our parents, and they'll sort of give us some advice on what to do and how, what to wear and things like that. And so sometimes that helps. And
Do they tell you should wear a cape? Is it lucky to wear the cape?
no, they don't really like the cape, but I like the cape. It's my cape.
Do you have multiple capes or just the one cape?
No, I have lots of capes.
Lots of
Would you
capes.
like a cape?
No, that's okay. I don't think I need a cape. I don't have any superpowers. Does it give you superpowers?
I'm trying to decide that because I thought that if I could do something with the cape so that I could fly, but also something with cats, then I could like have a superpower that was kind of a flying cat, a flying.
And so why are you frustrated?
He's just so annoying.
Oh, I see. And what's annoying about him? Is it the cape or?
I don't know why he's here. He didn't even win his spelling bee.
Oh, you didn't win. How did you get here?
Well, I came in as a runner-up, but the person who won couldn't come, and the person who was the second runner-up couldn't come, so they wanted me to do it. But
Well,
it's
that's
not-
legitimate, isn't it? Legitimate?
So I'm just happy to be here because I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Do you think you can beat him?
Well, duh.
I'm a pretty good speller, but I'm not really sure.
Ah.
I don't really know how good he is at spelling, you know?
How do you prepare? What do you study the dictionary? Or?
Oh, of course. My best friend is the dictionary.
Oh, it is.
I love my dictionary. It's got all these indented borders and stuff, and the leather is pressed, so it's got my name on it. It was a gift from my mom before she went to India.
Oh, so your mom was a word lover too?
Yeah, she loves knowledge. She's on a spiritual quest right now
A spiritual quest.
in India.
We all go to different schools.
Oh, you do?
So we don't really know.
Oh, you
You're
don't know each other.
homeschooled.
Well, yeah, but that's a school. It's my mom's school. So we all go to school, but we don't know how each of us spells to know who's best. We'll find that out.
I've never met these people before in my life.
So what was the word that you won with?
The word that I won with at the last competition?
Mm-hmm.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Can you spell it for us now?
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism.
Oh my goodness. And what does that mean?
It means somebody who can't finish something without completing the first project they started.
Anti-disestablishmentarianism. Anti-disestablishmentarianism. It's really hard. What did you win with? What was your word?
Mine?
yes.
You know what they asked me? Quorum.
Quorum?
Yeah.
Even I can spell quorum.
No kidding.
Well, I think. Did I hear that you speak different languages? How many languages do you speak?
I speak 6 languages other than English.
6, other than English.
Yes.
So what languages are those?
I speak French, Japanese, German, Hebrew, Russian, and Spanish.
French, Japanese, Hebrew, Russian, and Spanish.
And German.
And German. Oh, thank you. So do you do spelling bees in different languages?
No, they don't offer them.
Oh, they don't offer them.
That would be really hard.
That would be really hard. See, you have a talent. Obviously, you play. I mean, you twirl. I'm trying to think of what you call it. You twirl the baton, right? Have you done that a long time? Are you a majorette?
Yes, I'm a majorette, and I play the piano too. And
Can you do a twirl for me?
oh, sure.
Oh, wow, that's really good.
Thank you.
Really
Can you
impressive.
throw it up and catch it without killing us? Maybe not.
Well, I had to sign some kind of a liability form for your show, so
Okay, maybe we shouldn't do it then. Okay, that's excellent. You can sit back down now. Thank you so much. Do you have a special talent, Leaf?
No,
No, not one, not even one.
I'm trying to spell really well, but no, I don't.
Don't you make
I'm
your
s-
own clothes?
Oh, well, yeah, that's true. I don't know. if
That's
it's
a talent.
Is that a talent?
That's a
I make
talent.
so all of my clothes. I make them all myself.
You made all these clothes?
Yeah, I make all my own clothes. And
Oh, and you have your name
For
on
Leaf.
your-
Yeah,
oh,
L for Leaf.
Oh, that's very cute. And
Thank you.
what about these pants here?
Well, I just thought that the pants, when I got them first, they weren't that colorful, so I kind of colored them up with some.
Oh, so what grade would you be in if you were at a real school?
I am at a real school.
Well,
It's
if
my
you were
mom's
at
school.
if you were at a school that, a public school.
see, that's what I mean. He's really annoying.
What grade would you be in if you were at a public school?
7th grade.
7th grade. Oh,
7th grade.
wow, you're up there. What about you, Marcy?
I'm in 7th grade.
Oh, are you all in 7th grade?
I'm in 6th grade.
Oh, 6th grade, and you're competing against 7th graders. That's hard.
Well, there are younger people in the B2.
Oh, in the B. in the B2? Oh, they're younger. Oh, so
There
you
are
don't-
younger people
You don't
than-
do it by
than
age
us.
group. You just do it by who won.
Yeah.
Well, there's groups, but there's kind of a number of different grades in a group. So then whoever is best gets to go
So if
to the
the
B.
second grader could spell better than you guys, then they would beat you.
But that wouldn't happen. A second grader?
So do you guys have a favorite song that you sing at home or to yourself or to make you happy and, forget about the spelling bee for a little while, the pressures of the spelling bee?
I like the theme from Rocky.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Can you sing a few bars? Come on. We need some entertainment.
It doesn't have words.
Oh, it doesn't have words. Oh, how does it go?
You don't know the theme from Rocky?
Well, you have to remind me. It's been a long time since I saw the movie. Does anybody remember how it goes?
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun,
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. So you've just met some of the interesting and quirky characters that you will see a lot more of at the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee Musical, Tony Award-winning musical, I should say. Now I'm going to ask them to step out of the characters so we can learn just a little bit more about them. I want to come see this so badly now. I've read about it to get, into the interview here so I can learn a little bit more, and now got to see you in character, and it's just really going to be entertaining. I can see that. Did you do anything special to prepare for the role? Anybody?
Yes, Andrew was a slave driver when it came to these things called verbs and yats, which are emotions you place on each line in your script that's also attached to kind of like body movement. So he got all of our quirks down, our, walking, our hair, and everything down to it's just a science, is what it is.
Verbs and yes, I've never heard of that.
So, and the point of it is to be able to think about every single line that you say and think about what's behind it, what's the nature of the character, what's happened in the character's past, what's the motivation of the character, and how would each line be reflected in that motion. So we've done a lot of work to really understand the background of the character, the concept of the character, and how to express it.
And Marcy's character in particular, I have to do a lot of, in addition to all those verbs and yets kind of things, I have to do a lot of physical rehearsal because Marcy's character does have all these special things that she does, athletic, playing the piano, twirling the baton, splits, karate, all these different things.
Oh, you do the splits?
Yeah, all on
Can you do the
stage.
splits?
Well, we're getting there. We'll see on opening night, right? So in addition to all those layers, I have all these extra pieces that I need to rehearse. So it's been a lot of work, but a lot of fun.
Do you integrate any of your real personality into it to make it more like, different, make it your kind of character so it's different from anybody else that's played it? And also, is there any of you already in that character? Anybody?
Yes, I play my 6th grade self. I was shy and quiet and non-existent, and the entire time I'm on stage playing all of it's like just being in middle school again. I'm nowhere near the person that I used to be, which, I mean, yes, the Olive character is very, very quiet, and she kind of lives in her brain. Not a lot goes on her face, but there's a lot of stuff boiling over, just waiting to come out. Mm-hmm. And so it eventually does start to come out once she gains a little confidence towards the end of the show. But that's pretty much who I was. I was very, very quiet. I had all kinds of stuff going on in there, and I just didn't know how to get it out.
I very much relate to Marcy's character as the kind of overachiever type who has this inner conflict of how to find herself beyond what it is that she does.
Yeah, you weren't ever mean though, right? You had to work on that.
No, that part was a different defense mechanism that she used to cope with that than something that I did. That's the fun part of Marcy's role is to be able to pour the aggression out, and that's something I've used in other roles in the past. Have a strong emotion that you get to pour out on stage, and that's the really fun part of
That's
Marcy's
great.
role.
Then you don't have
Yeah.
to go home and kick the dog or whatever. What about you, Peter?
Well, Leaf is a very distracted kid. He's got a family. He's got 6 siblings, mother, father, none of whom really give him any support. So he kind of lives in his own little world. and that's nothing like my background. So, while each of us tries to make the character our own, and in my case, I sort of had to sort of reflect from what I've seen of others.
You came in character when you met me. And so this is the first I've seen you real. So it's kind of bizarre. I was kind of interested to see what you're really like.
Well, and I hope you still like me, but but Leaf is a really interesting, multi-layered, complex kind of character, and that's a lot of what Andrew has been working with us to bring out all of these quirks and characteristics and layers and so on to bring this unique character onto the stage.
Did you guys have a favorite song from this? Because I hear there's a lot of quirky songs like you do. What is it? I love that. My favorite.
My Friend the Dictionary.
My Friend the Dictionary.
My favorite song is what Andrew was talking about, the I Love You song, and it's her plea to her parents. Basically, it happens within her head, and
Is that your character that does that, Olive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she's pleading with her mom basically to come back from India because she's left her alone with this father that she doesn't really get along with, and he's always at work, and she also kind of feels a lot of resentment towards her mom for leaving her alone when she's going to the spelling bee. One of her primary concerns is, if I win, who's going to take me to Washington? I don't have anybody to, she gets herself to the bee on the bus. And so the I Love You song is this like big moment for her where she kind of realizes she doesn't have anybody and she doesn't necessarily need anybody.
I really like that song, and when I listen to the soundtrack, that's the one, before I was really doing the show, that's the one that probably stuck with me. But the one that's the most fun when you're on stage is Pandemonium.
It sounds like, what? Is there a
It's
lot
pandemonium.
of... Yeah.
Yeah, it is a lot of fun to act out. We just get to be crazy, unruly kids all over the
great.
stage.
Great. What about you? Anything different? Or
Yeah, I mean, I think clearly the most beautiful song is the I Love You song. I like the song, one of the songs I do, because it has an interesting personality arc from the beginning of the song through to the end, where Leaf kind of comes into this idea that, he comes in very insecure, and it sort of demonstrates the transition to him sort of getting some self-esteem. And
Right.
so
it's interesting because it's like, I just came and saw The Wizard of Oz, and there's a lot of similarity in the characters. Of course, it's like that in a lot of shows and a lot of stories where the characters go through that arc of self-discovery and change and growth and that kind of thing. So it sounds like there's a bit of that there.
Even though it's a comedy, underneath that, within the musical, all of the participants in the spelling bee go through that arc. So that's the substance underneath the.
Some of them
The
positive
comedy.
and some of them negative,
Right.
just as life is.
Right.
Some of them enter with everything, going for them, and they kind of leave going, okay.
in a way, the whole spelling bee is not really the plot. It's a technique to frame the stories of the
The
characters.
character stories, yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. I really appreciate it. Best of luck. I'm going to come watch it, and I don't know, I might, vie for one of those audience participation.
Volunteers?
That's
Sounds
okay.
like fun.
Oh, it is.
Let's talk a little bit about the dates. When is the show?
Open September 7th?
September 7th? Is that a Friday? Okay, so September 7th, and it runs.
It runs for 4 weeks. The first weekend it runs Friday and Saturday, and then the next weekend it's Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday matinee.
Oh, okay.
And then again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday matinee. Then we have a week dark, and then we do another week in October. Again, the
okay.
Friday and the Saturday.
And they can get their tickets at Booksmart Community Center.
And obviously online. They can go to www.svct.org.
Oh, okay.
And that's our website, and you can buy tickets online there as well.
And then they can buy them at the door if you're not sold
Right,
out.
they can just come up to the box office.
And if they know any of the cast members, we have pre-sale tickets available as well.
Okay, but hopefully you buy them before you get there, because then you know you're sold out. Yes. Want sold out. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Really, really appreciate it. Best of luck with the show. I know it's going to be great. I can't wait to come see it. And come back soon for another Arts of Morgan Hill.